Okay, Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager's back.
Hey.
And it's time for the lead block.
Lead block.
Let's go, everyone. Recent interview with ESPN, Jalen Ramsey said that he's growth as he enters year 4. He discussed the challenge of being an outspoken corner and said he knows he can't please everyone. Here's what he said. We're looked at a bunch of times as superstar athletes, but at the same time, we're also humans. That goes for myself and my teammates. Yeah, this is our profession. This is our job. I'm a dad. I get spit up on just like all the other dads out here. Change diapers. It's not different. It's not special for me. He also said he is not planning on trashing any quarterbacks around the league this year, but he is excited for his guy, Nick Foles. Attitude switch clearly for Jalen Ramsey. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Well, there comes a moment in time where clarity hits you as an athlete. Jalen Ramsey, he came from the school of Richard Sherman trash talk, who came from the school of Floyd Mayweather trash talk, who was birthed out of the Muhammad Ali school of trash talk. So there's a certain way that you can approach the league, especially at the cornerback position. You can talk yourself into the conversation where everybody has their eyes on you. And then you back it up with your play, and once you get that big bag, you kind of chill out and relax. Josh Norman did the same thing, and now he's a different dude. Richard Sherman did the same thing. After that big deal, he wasn't as vocal and as brash as he once was early in his career. So for me, the growth comes with him setting himself up for a big old bag, which he's going to get, and it's well-deserved. And you won't see the same type of, I guess, hot-headed Jalen Ramsey as we saw early in his career.
Peter, what are you talking about?
Based on a quote board from ESPN in June, look, this is a guy who has tried to fight A.J. Green. He trash-talked Steve Smith, which I wouldn't advise anybody. He went after it with Tom Brady before a game. And forget all the quarterbacks, Andrew Luck, Matt Ryan, Joe Flacco, Josh Allen, Eli Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, who he called out by name last year. Last season, in the middle of the year, in an early week game, they played the Chiefs, and he said this about Tyreek Hill. I don't like how whoever has made it a matchup of me against Tyreek, he's good for what he does, but he made the All-Pro team as a return specialist. Let's get that right, a return specialist. He went to the Pro Bowl as a return specialist. 2 years I made All-Pro in my position. He came out and said he went to the Pro Bowl I went to Pro Bowl as a corner. It's not a wide receiver versus corner matchup, so we can get that out of the way right now. And, of course, Tyreek Hill did have a couple plays on him. This is Jalen, just because he get burped up on by a baby doesn't mean that he's going to be. And I want him that way. Part of the edge is that Jalen Ramsey is that talker. He is that alpha dog. He is that guy. And if you think he suddenly is going to be different, just look at his Instagram Live from, a week ago in which he said, hey, you know me, we want to holler at you. That number is going to be so ungodly, talking about his salary cap, that they're going to say, oh, God, can't we get a little discount, 20% off? I'm going to tell them last year you could have gotten that discount. This year I'm going to need all of that. I'm going to ask for so much money they have to put me on layaway.
And you like him that way.
That was 2 weeks ago, and that's the Jalen Ramsey I know, and that's the Jalen Ramsey I like at cornerback.
Yes, I like what both of you are saying. I disagree with both of you. I don't think that he's all of a sudden gotten mature because he knows there's a bag of money coming his way. He's learned a lesson. I believe him that he might change, but it's not because of what's coming. It's because he was not his best self last year. His team was not competitive. Them losing is what humbled him. When everything he said, I won't say Eli's good, Tom Brady doesn't suck, Roethlisberger's decent at best, Josh Allen is trash. When you don't perform against those guys, that's when you learn a lesson. Sure. And he's saying, first of all, Jalen, we love you and the character you are. You are not a victim. So this whole, I'm a regular guy, I'm just like you, okay, if you're a regular guy, if I'm in college and I'm doing a group project with people and I go up and I talk trash about them and post on the bulletin board that they're decent, their project's going to be okay, they're not that smart, I expect to get venom. I then become a villain and own that. He's not that and is not able to be that right now because the team's not competitive. But if they start winning, it's coming back.
Yeah, there are guys in the league who play cornerback historically who have been quiet. The Darryl Greens, right? You never heard a word out of Darryl Green trash talk-wise. Even some of these guys currently in the league today, I don't think we hear much out of the A.J. Boyes or the Adoree Jacksons. They're not trash talk. Jalen Ramsey happens to be in the mold of Dion. He happens to be in the mold of a guy like you just mentioned, which would be recently Richard Sherman. And there's a place for that.
We love that.
There's a place. We want that. Don't say that you're not that guy.
No,
Let's just be that guy, Jalen. And I think the Jaguars feed off it. But in all honesty, that Jaguars defense, Telvin Smith was their emotional leader. He's not there this season. They had some losses on the defensive line that are not going to be there that were veterans. You're looking at Jalen Ramsey now to be more than just the hot-headed, great cornerback. Now you need to kind of be the leader, too. Maybe that's his way of saying, I'm not going to be in the headlines. I'm instead going to just lead from within.
I feel you on that. I just feel like there's a change coming. There's always a point where a guy hits a certain level of maturity, and I feel like Jalen Ramsey is right.
Nate, if they went right back to the AFC Championship game last year, is he saying this right now?
I don't think he's going to be trashing quarterbacks. I don't think he's going to be as brash and as vocal as he once was. I think he's going to be.
He got out of his system.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
it.
get it out of your system.
Don't get it. We want it. We need it, especially in June.
Jalen.
Switching gears to another team, the Washington Redskins. Let's take a look at what legendary quarterback Joe Theismann said about rookie Dwayne Haskins. Quote, to me, the best scenario for Dwayne would be this. Sit this year, Case plays, Colt McCoy comes back, is healthy enough to be able to give the competition and or a part of the ball club, and give Dwayne a chance to process everything. Joe Theismann advocating to give him the Patrick Mahomes treatment, if you will. Take a year and just learn from some of the veteran quarterbacks, and in this case, not only Case and Colt, but also Alex Smith, who's going to be around the team. Guys, do you agree that Dwayne Haskins would actually benefit? And the Redskins might be better off if you put him on layaway for a season.
I feel like if this was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, yeah, the best case scenario would be to let your quarterback sit and just pay attention to a true vet in front of him. Like you said, Alex Smith being there in some relation, and then having Case Keenum, Colt McCoy, those individuals that can teach you how to play the game right as a rookie. Some of the best in the game have done it. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre. We know the story. But if you look at recent years, if you look at Lamar Jackson last year, you look at Baker Mayfield last year, there was something to be said about putting these guys on the field and allowing them to feel the fire early on in their career. And if you look at the Browns, you look at the Ravens, I'm not sure they have the same seasons if those individuals don't touch the field. And Dwayne Haskins, he's had his last season collegiately was better than the last 3 Heisman winners statistically. So you're telling me those 3 dudes can play? Kyler Murray's going to play his first year. Baker Mayfield played his first year. Lamar Jackson played his first year. And this guy, who had a better statistical season than those individuals his last year at 21 years old at Ohio State, he should sit back and relax. As much as I respect Joe, because anything he says is gold, one of the legends of the game, I'll politely say no. You put him on the field right now if you want your team to be successful and you want his career to have a jump start.
That's the best thing for him is to be on the field. The best thing for Haskins is to be on the field.
Best thing for the team, best thing for Haskins is to be on the field this year.
I'm always like the conservative when it comes to this. I'm always the one that says they should sit, they should learn. I obviously respect also what Theismann is saying, but I don't like the definitiveness of it. Because if you go out there, this is the quarterback competition that I'm here for. If Haskins wins it outright over Case, put him out there week 1. If Case Keenum is better, like, and you can say by metrics, by eye test, by whatever, he is better, you have to start with Case Keenum.
Yeah, there's actually...
Because this is a 30-year-old quarterback that's taken a team really deep into the playoffs in Keenum that's not just going to hand over the keys to the young cat. And Haskins can learn from Case, and he will learn from Alex, a la Patrick Mahomes. Don't tell me he don't learn anything from Alex Smith that season. So, to me, this should not be defined right now. It should be, I cannot wait to see every snap taken in camp every day.
I'm with you on that, Kay. And I think there is a case study with Case Keenum. We go back a couple years ago, Jared Goff was the first overall pick in the NFL draft by the LA Rams. It's their first year in LA. Everyone's excited about this rookie. Let's put him on billboards. Case Keenum started the first 10 games because he was a better quarterback and he was more ready to go. So to Case's point, I'm with you on this one, especially when you look at just why commit to it now? Let's see. Russell Wilson wasn't necessarily supposed to be the starter for the Seahawks. He was a 3rd-round pick, but he was better than Matt Flynn and better than Travaris Jackson, so he got the gig. So I would say wait and see. But if he is outplaying him from day one, just like so many of these rookie quarterbacks, like I think last year, I think Baker should have started week 1.
Yeah,
and I think that was one of the great flaws
Maybe they're in the playoffs.
of their philosophy, that Hugh Jackson was so 10 toes down, beginning, it's going to be Tyrod. It's Tyrod, he's going to back up. There was no reason for that if Baker was ready to lead the team. So it's not just on the field, But the way some of these guys are talking about Haskins, Darius Geis, some of these other players, like Haskins seems to have a little bit of juice to him in the building. Sometimes just let the juice, let it go. And if you're looking to sell tickets, you're looking to make some buzz around your team. And if you're looking to build a new stadium or at least do renovations, I think you are okay to trot the guy out if he's neck and neck with Case Keenum.
And I think maybe the most impressive person in that locker room that's talked about him is Adrian Peterson.
Oh, yeah.
You have a vet talking to a 21-year-old and somehow getting his respect after everything AD has seen in the league.
No doubt.
That really resonated with me seeing that.
If he wins the job, play the kid. That's what
Your team Haskins all the way, week one, no matter what.
I think he's going to light this lead up. I believe he's going to light this lead up.
All right, the Chiefs' worst fan base in the league. Did you hear
Second
that?
to worst, Kay.
Oh, sorry, second to worst. But we're going to talk to the architect of the explosive Chiefs offense. An exclusive interview with Eric Bieniemy. Speaking of Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, former coach.
Just up next.